Okay, first off, by the title, I was like, I'm just going to address this really quick because it's kind of ridiculous. The reselling community is like high school girl cliques, mean girls all over again, and it's ridiculous. I was like, I'm actually not on Instagram that much. Like, I post stuff, but I don't scroll it very much. I don't know, I just don't. I'll go to like some of my favorite reseller friends and check out their stuff sometimes, but I'm not someone who just sits on there forever. But all of a sudden yesterday, I'm like, what is this weird drama going on? And basically, like, people are mean and grown women are stupid. Like, this is why I don't want to go to like Poshfest, or I don't want to do these like reseller meetups, because I'm like, there are certain people on the internet and on Instagram that I thought were like super nice, good Christian women. And then I'm like, they're not. People aren't who you think they are. So like, be really careful about who you make friends with on the internet, because people will lie and they will put on like a fake persona. I'm never gonna be fake. If you guys have watched my channel for a while, you probably know that by now, because I will state my opinion whether it's controversial or not. So anyway, I know there's been a couple other resellers that have talked about this and made videos about this, and I'm just like, this is stupid. So be nice to people. That would just be the main thing. Could you just be nice? Even if you don't like them and you don't agree with them, be a kind human being. Okay, let's get on with our sales. My sales were really good this week. I'm very excited. I hope that they continue to trend that way. I'm gonna go through and let you know what I sold on all of my different reselling platforms. If you're new here, my name's Heather and I go by The Canary Closet. On all of my social media platforms, I'm a full-time reseller. I stay home with my kids, but at this point, they take care of themselves. Grace is almost graduated college and high school at the same time, which is amazing. I'm so proud of her. Ryan is continuing on with his homeschool high school curriculum. So yeah, that's our life. I had a couple sales in Depop and Facebook Marketplace this week, so I'm gonna talk about those. If you are a reseller, subscribe down below. I do 3 videos a week. I do what sold videos, thrift hauls, and mystery unboxings. Why was I like spacing that out? My last ThredUp mystery unboxing from last Sunday was with Ryan, and it was really fun. I haven't got any more designer boxes this week. I just have 1 box left downstairs to open. Sunday, I don't even remember what it is at this point because I was opening my designer ones first. And so yeah, I need to order another box. I'm gonna start with Facebook Marketplace and we will work our way up through these sales. These videos to me are very helpful because they let me know what's selling now, what to look for in the thrift store, and all of that. So hopefully I can help you, or at least be some entertainment. Okay, so on Facebook Marketplace, I sold these Vans shoes. These were women's white shoes from the bins. I thought I could get them clean. I didn't. They ended up staying kind of like crappy condition. So they sold for $20. That's okay. Next was a J. Jill cardigan. This was a women's size 4X linen. It did have a couple of little holes in it, but it still sold for $24. Another linen item, Ralph Lauren. This was a a size large shirt from a thrift world. I actually got this on a day when it was 48 cents on Sundays. So sometimes that store is like really stupid on their pricing, like really dumb. They had a North Face coat for like $70, a Torrid blazer for like $40. It was new with tags, but still. Anyway, if you can be patient and wait, or like go right away when the things turn to 99 cents, or even like the 48 cents on a Sunday if it didn't get bought all week, you can still find good deals. So that's where I got that. And then the last thing I sold on Marketplace was this cool shirt. It was a lightweight medium button-up top, and that sold for $20. So a few on Marketplace. Let me go on to my Depop. Somebody made a comment in one of my last videos, like if I will share how I list on Depop. I can't talk. I can, but like I'm not an expert. And I referred them to like Jack Valentine's video, or maybe Ryan did it, because I think Ryan sells on there a lot. But like all the tips that he says, like I don't do that. I don't put in style tags. I don't like go in and edit my items. I don't know. I just list them the same way I do everything else. But I honestly don't fill out like all the stuff they tell you to. But I'm still making like a few sales in there, so I don't know. Anyway, the first thing I sold were these Vionic shoes. They were a women's size 9, and they sold, how can I tell where I sell them for? Because it's just showing me what I will receive. I think it's like under there. I'm gonna make $21.95 profit. Maybe I'll just tell you guys that. There has to be somewhere that shows like where I sold it for though. Get a receipt. Oh, I sold them for $38. There we go. $38 for Vionics. So like list everything, because next I sold a pair of Danskos. Some people think Depop's just for like the young trendy Y2K kids, but it's like, no, you can sell anything on there. I sold the Danskos for $60, so that's amazing. They weren't even listed very long either. And then the next thing I sold was a Tory Burch new with tags top, and I sold that for $48. So actually some good high dollar sales on Depop, and nothing when you think of Depop, like I don't feel like that fits the aesthetic, but they all sold there anyway. Okay, Mercari. I sold this Royal Robins coat very quickly. I got this really cheap at a Salvation Army. My Salvation Armies around here, I think they might have gone under new management because they have like extremely lowered all of their prices. And so everything's super cheap now, except for a few things they keep behind the counter. Anyway, it sold very quick for $30. Next was a Disney Store Wall-E baseball cap. I got this at the bins and it sold for $15. I sold this Skims black waist trainer, size extra small, for $35. So the extra small stuff with shapewear doesn't sell as well, which is kind of obvious because the really tiny girls don't really have much to like suck in. And then I sold a Skims bandeau bra for $25. I sold this pair of sandals. They were the brand SAS, San Antonio Shoe Company. I got these at the bins quite a while ago. They sold for $32. Another waist trainer. This one was in a size medium and it sold for $55. A Lovers and Friends Caspian dress sold for $30. Another waist trainer. This one was in a size, let me look, medium again, and that one sold for $41. I sold this Ariat shirt. So Ariat's a good cowboy western brand to be on the lookout for, and right now, going in through the spring, summer, it's going to be good because people will do like the rodeos and all of that kind of stuff. So I did use that in my keywords. That sold for $20. Next was a mini Coach purse that came in a ThreadUp rescue box that I got recently. And I think, yes, it sold for $25. It was not in the best condition. I sold these Hoka 1-1 shoes for $40. I made a TikTok of finding these in the thrift store, and people were commenting that they were way too worn, and I proved them wrong because I still sold them within a week. So yeah. Catherine sweater 3X. This had like a little dog on it with like a little sweater vest, and it sold for $33. So that was great, and that's it on my Mercari. Let's move on to Poshmark. Okay, the first thing I sold on Poshmark was this Stephen Allen men's shirt. This came to me in a flip lot and it sold for $20. Next was a vintage Disney shirt. I did think about keeping this, but it kind of had too much sparkle on it. But it was really cute. It was a really cool old Disney tag and it sold for $32. I'm going to mute my computer because that's email noises. Next is a pair of American Eagle jeans. I have been trying to delist and relist every day, and I think it's helping move out some of these old items on Poshmark. That is a feature I have with my Posher VA. It's super nice. I just go in there, literally like click a button, and then it just does it. These sold for no, they didn't sell for $4. They sold for $10. They were in a size 4. And then I sold a pair of Levi's 721 high-rise skinny jeans in a size 25 for $10. So those were 2 old jeans. Not picking up those styles very much anymore just because they haven't been doing good for me. Next was a Lululemon tank top. This came in a flip lot and it sold for $22. I sold this Lafayette 148 sweater. This was in a size 3X. It was a vest style sweater with like jewels rhinestones on it. I found this at the bins and it sold for $28. I sold this Coach heels. These were a monogram slip-on style from Flip Lot and they sold for $32. Next were a pair of Lane Bryant jeans. They don't do the best for me, but certain styles, like these ones were a star print and they were capris. For some reason, I feel like capris do better in plus size. So I'm not sure if, I don't want to like be rude, but like really skinny little girls, like they might not care about wearing tiny shorts, but like maybe if you're not like super skinny, you don't want to like show all of that. Am I being mean? I don't know, it's like truthful, but like for real, me, like I'm not plus size, but I'm not tiny, but I'm just like, I don't want to wear shorts that my butt hangs out. But that's also part of my like belief about being modest. So I don't know. Plus size capris do good for me, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. They sold for $20. Next was a Louis Vuitton bag. Yay. I got this in a ThreadUp designer box, the first one that I opened recently. And I was so excited. I found out it was real. I didn't do any authentication. services because I'm cheap sometimes and I didn't want to pay for it. But I talked to a ton of people on Instagram and we found serial codes and all of this kind of stuff. And so we did find out it was real and it sold for $350. That was my full asking price. I was so excited. And guess what? I sold that other Louis Vuitton purse from a flip lot too this week. So it's been amazing. Okay, Skims Fits Everybody Bandeau Bra 3X sold for $20. J. Crew 365 black wide leg crop pants in a size medium sold for $14. Patagonia hat, this was a cable knit beanie, sold for $16. I didn't make much profit, I think around $10 to $12, but I knew just that Patagonia is so trendy, people want that logo, so it did sell very quickly. Sorel Roaming Deacon black strappy sandals sold for $24. Skims bralette faux leather bra sold for $30. Dansko Women's Vivian Gladiator wedge sandals sold for $18. I sold this pair of cool pants for a great price. They were in a size 14 women's. The outdoor trail hiking stuff is going to start selling really good now as well, so make sure you're looking for that in the thrift store. They sold for $36. Next were a pair of baby Converse that I just couldn't leave behind at the thrift store. They were like in a tiny, like they fit in my hand, you can see in the picture. They were so cute. They sold for $12. I was like, told my kids, I'm like, if you guys ever have kids, I'm gonna find them so much cute stuff at the thrift store, like I can't wait. Okay, next, Nike black red zip up jacket boys extra large. This was from the bins and it sold for $17. Iron Fist black pink skull platform heels sold for $22. Another item from the bins, some Hunter rain boots. These were a kid size 9 and they sold for $15. Next were a pair of cabbie jeans. These were the kick it crop style in a size 2. These did sit for quite a while, so I probably wouldn't pick up this style again, and they sold for $14. I did, however, pick up some cabbie jeans yesterday. I went out thrifting with my sister a little bit, and I think they're gonna sell for like good money. So don't ever just like discard a brand because you don't have luck with it. Like make sure you're looking for certain styles. They're like a high-rise flare style, so I'm really excited to list those. Next were a pair of On Cloud men's shoes. I was really excited to sell these, and they sold for $60. I sold this Grayers. This is a men's brand that I have had a little bit of experience with. This was a cotton linen blend dress shirt and it sold for $20. That came from the bins as well, I think. Next was a vintage Dare hat. This came also from the bins and it sold for $15. I sold this Jack George's vintage black leather briefcase. I have no idea about this brand, but it did come in a flip lot, so I listed it. Sold pretty good. Okay. American Eagle distressed mom jeans, size 12, sold for $17. Converse All-Star little kid shoes. Why did I write little kids? I could have just wrote kids. Size 11, those sold for $20. I got those at the bins. This was an amazing sale. It was the brand Tibby. So Tibby can be a Bolo brand, but I don't think it sells really good for everything because I've had like a shirt or like an older dress that's been sitting forever and it's listed really low. So make sure you look up the item and look up comps before you buy it. I was kind of leery because one was like 15 and one was like maybe 20 at Thrift World. But after I figured out the style, I'm like, that's easily worth it. This was a blazer. It was called the Gabe Check cutout blazer. It kind of had these weird little cutouts like in the elbow. And so I went ahead and picked them up. It had a little style tag in the back, so it told me exactly what it was called. It sold super fast for $150, like within a day. I think I listed it for $200, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take that really quick flip and a really amazing sale. So that was super exciting. Next is the brand Monsieur Gabrielle. These were some shoes I got from a flip lot and they sold for $51. I sold these Lucy pants. This is basically one of the only items I pick up from Lucy. It's called the Get Going pants. You'll kind of know what they are because they are a long, loose fit, similar to Lululemon Dog Walker or Dance Studio pants, and they sold for $28. Next were a pair of Cole Haan shoes. These were a size 11B, and they sold for $30. I sold this Torrid jacket. This was in a size 5X. It was a military style cropped jacket for $28. Next was something really dumb. Let me actually look at the comments. Someone has opened up a case on an $8 sale. So that's stupid. Let me tell you what the seller said. It was a Torrid sweatshirt that I've had for like literally forever. Hello, I received the item from the seller and opened the package, and the smell that permeated from both the packaging and the fabric was awful and nauseating. I'm not sure where this item was stored, but I cannot get the smell out, nor do I wish to attempt it. I didn't make the purchase to have to work for it or deal with issues to correct the item. I would like to return the item immediately. I would add additional photos, but it's not possible to photograph a smell.
Sure, Jan.
First off, she's lying, because I know when something smells, because I'm like, I'm not going to sell that, and I will hang it outside, I will do Febreze, I will like do all the tricks. I wouldn't do that. I think because Poshmark doesn't allow you to return for fit, people will make things up in order to try to get returns. So I'm thinking that's what happened. I don't know. The case is still in review. I mean, that's just dumb. I just wrote, like, I take pride in what I sell. I know I wouldn't sell something with that smell. I package it up myself. Everything is stored in like plastic bags and tubs in my basement. Like, no, there's no way it had a permeating smell. Oh my gosh. Okay, another Skims waist trainer. This was in a size medium and it sold for $35. Skatey swim top. I found like 5 of these one time. They've been selling pretty decent, and this one sold for $20. Next was a pair of Athleta pants. These were the Burgundy Skyline 2 paper bag waist lightweight pants, and they sold for $34. Next was a Susanna Monaco black bodycon dress. I think I got this from a flip lot. I've had it forever. It sold for $11. And then I sold these Timberland boots. These were from a flip lot. They sold for $60. They were a military heeled style, so definitely be on the lookout for that. That is it for my Poshmark sales. Let's move on to eBay last. Okay, I sold this Cabby Martini blouse. This was in a size medium for $20. Next were a pair of Christian Louis Vuitton heels. I just got these in my designer box Sunday when I opened it up with Ryan. They were like pretty worn out in the bottom, scuffs, multiple scuffs on the heels, a little bit of part of stuff coming off the heel in the bottom, scuffs in the toes. I still sold them like in a couple days for $105, so I'll take that because that almost paid for my entire box with one item. Next was a pair of Cabby skinny tech pants leggings. They sold for $10. The Cabby activewear has not done good for me, so would not recommend that. Teva Gateway low sneaker men's. These only sold for $21. Kind of surprising. I've had them for like 7+ months, I feel like. I don't know. I just let them go. This dress sold super quickly. This was from a flip lot. It was the brand Ace and Jig. I was super excited to sell this. I've never sold this brand before. It sold for $85 within a day, so that's amazing. Next is the brand Toad & Co. This was a long sleeve tunic dress, and it only sold for $10. I've had this for a really long time. Goodbye. Vintage Eddie Bauer rain jacket. This sold for $26.91. Next was a J. Crew Ivory Heather V-neck pullover chunky sweater. I wore this to church once. I've had it for probably over a year. It sold for $10. I'm like, literally, if I've had something for like over a year, I don't even care. Like, give me $10 and let me just get my money back for what I made it. Or like, I don't even care. Like, sometimes I lose a couple dollars in really old things, but it's like, what's the point of hanging on to it? If someone offers to buy it, just get rid of it, because obviously it wasn't that good if nobody bought it in a year. Athleta pants, medium beige peak hybrid fleece mid-rise. They had a couple of stains. They sold for $21. Next was a North Face jacket, women's size small. I just got this in a flip lot. I put that video up on Tuesday if you're interested to see. I have a hair in my mouth. Of like all of the stuff that I got from my 2 most recent flip lots. Anyway, that sold for $40 in a day. New Madewell chunky ribbed cropped cardigan sweater sold for $17. Can light wash distressed mid-rise jeans in a size 23 sold for $12. So those sucked. That I still am running those sales on my eBay store, so I have everything that's, I think, like, I don't know how many months, but like almost a year older at 50% off. So it is really helping me move old stuff. So that's been a really good, successful sale. Next was a La Blanca swimsuit, size 10. It sold for $25. Swimsuits are selling really good for me right now. I just picked up like 4 or 5 yesterday. I sold this vintage men's sweater. This was like not a brand that you would know. It just was like called Country Scene, but it was thick, like cable knit, wool. So I almost always will pick those up if they're a good price. It sold for $50 within about a week or so. So that was great. Next was a Madewell t-shirt. This sold before I could even cross-list it over to anywhere else. It came in a flip lot. It was a rainbow striped embroidered top, and it sold for $20. I sold these BCBG Generation Tan suede pumps. I would never get these at the thrift store. They came in a thread-up shoe rescue box quite a while back. I sold them for $18.75. Same with these. These were a pair of Roxy slip-on sneakers. They only sold for $8. This is an example of where I literally lost money.
And you are one pathetic loser.
Like a couple dollars if you average out. But I'm just like, I don't want to like put it out there like I'm selling everything for amazing. Like sometimes your sales suck and sometimes you lose money on things just to get sales going, or you make really low sales because you shouldn't have picked up that item. So I like to tell you guys like everything because that's real life. Steve Madden black floral accessory wristlet, $8. There's another crappy one. Joseph Ribkoff black loose fit pants, size 10, sold for $21. Levi's 720 high-rise skinny black jeans sold for $12.94. I'm glad I'm moving those old Levi's skinnies because they are not doing good anymore. Cabby tank top size large orange floral, this sold for $21. M. Jemmy shoes, these were black suede fringe pointed toe loafers and they sold for $41. Next were a pair of Spanx leggings. These were gray size small seamless camo, sold for $18. So smaller Spanx doesn't do that good for me. Title IX sleeveless printed dress, size extra large, sold for $21. Gudrun Stoden, I don't know how to say that. I got a bunch of this a while back. Most of it sold quickly, but a couple items didn't. So this one did sell for $22. Next was a Lane Bryant neon yellow stripe handkerchief dress, and that sold for $14. I sold this tulle jacket, Tulle. I got this in a flip lot. It was in a size 3X. And it actually sold super quick for $22, but I still don't think I would ever pick it up myself at the thrift store. These came in a flip lot also. They were a pair of men's Sperry boat shoes, and they sold for $20. Next was the Torrid blazer. This was in a size 4X, and it sold for $30. I sold this Eileen Fisher Woman 1X asymmetrical jacket. I think I could have got more for this, but it did have some stains that I couldn't get out. So I sold it for $28. I sold this Peruvian Connection white eyelet cotton embroidered top for $16. Hudson low-rise flap pocket size 24 jeans came in a flip lot. I sold those for $20. Free People Movement new with tags Good Karma leggings sold for $26. Next is the brand Flax. I have been starting to leave behind some Flax items because they just don't do that good like these. They were lag and look, pull-on pants is kind of some of my keywords, but they weren't linen. They were like a ribbed cotton, and they sold for $21.53, and they took quite a while. So I don't know how Flax does for you, but hasn't been doing like super great for me. Next were some pants from my own closet / drawers. I didn't have anything to list, and it was like stupidly, it was either like cold, or for some reason I didn't want to leave the house. So I went through my own closet. And I sold these Adidas pants. They were actually men's, but my legs are so long. I'm 5'11", and they were just like athletic pants, but I haven't worn them in a long time. So they sold for $15, so that was good. Next was a Cabby sweatshirt. This was a size small. Après-ski was the style name. Sold for $45. I always say to look up comps on Cabby items because some of them, like I was saying with those jeans, can sell for really good money. Next were a pair of Lafayette 148 pants. These were the Clinton pants, and they were a virgin wool blend. They sold for $28. I sold these Athleta pants again from my own closet. These were Metro slouch joggers for $28. Next were a pair of Everlane pants. These were a size 2. I don't honestly know. They were cropped, but it kind of looked like someone like cut them themselves. I don't know. I still sold them really fast for $30. Next were the pair of Danskos. These were size 37 green leather slip-on clogs. I possibly could have sold these for more, but I didn't clean them. And they still sold like in a day for $28, so sure. I sold these Zaya Active shorts. These were in a women's size 3X. I actually sold these before, but they got returned to me on eBay. They said that they fit way smaller, so I did mention that when I relisted them. This time they sold for $24, so hopefully they don't get returned again. This is a Bolo item. This is a J. Crew sweater blazer. I pick these up every time I see them. This one was in a size extra large. It was used and it still sold for $60, so that's amazing. Another pair of Everlane pants. These were a size 27 yellow corduroy pants, and they sold for $25. Next was a ModCloth dress. This was in a size 1X polka dot, and it sold for $16. Here's my other Louis Vuitton sale. So this purse came to me in a flip lot. The client said they were not sure if it was authentic. They got it a long time ago. I think they're a reseller, and it just sat around because they didn't want to list it. So again, I talked to a bunch of people. The interior seemed like it was redone. So it was kind of more like a suede instead of just like a leather. The zipper was different. So a lot of people were saying that someone probably redid the interior because everything else looked good on the outside. So I just listed it as not authenticated and it still sold for $250. So I'm getting 60% commission for that. So that's amazing. Blue skinny high-waist denim jeans sold for $14. Lucky brand shirt. This was in a size women's medium. This came in a flip lot. I wouldn't pick this up. It sold for $12. Next were a pair of Mark Fisher boots. These came quite a while ago in a flip lot. I ended up doing a buyout of the items that didn't sell from this lady. There were a bunch of size like 5 shoes, so kind of slow movers for some of them. They only sold for $20. Next was an Anthropologie dress. This was in a size extra large. It was the Tencel Lyocell blend and it sold for $22. I sold this J. Jill large linen blend open loose knit sweater from a flip lot. It had a couple of holes, which they didn't disclose. Very annoying. I still sold them for $15. And the last thing I had on eBay was this cabbie. It was a size small leopard print rosette long sleeve top and it sold for $22. So that's my sales, guys. Kind of a long video now that I'm looking, but I guess I did a little bit of like rants, but that's okay. All right, I am going to try to get this edited and get up before I have to leave and go to my boys' open gym. I also am going to need to try to plan a few drills for them to do. So I'm going to try not to waste any time. I hope you guys have a really good weekend. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. If you are here, I am just still slowly growing. So that's exciting. Sometimes I like see other people's channels and I'm like, oh, or like how many views they're getting. I'm like, how come that's not happening to me? But sometimes you just have to like keep staying consistent and like be real. Like I talked about in the beginning, like just be yourself, because I know some people aren't going to agree with me on all of my like political stances, but like I'm not going to like sit here and just not talk about it because this is like who I am and I just want to be real. So I know if I just keep staying consistent, it'll be fine. I'll talk to you guys later and I'll see you Sunday for a ThreadUp mystery unboxing. Bye.